You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're trying to buy tickets, or maybe just log into your email, and bam, you hit this weird little digital wall. A strange puzzle pops up, and it's basically questioning your very existence. It wants you to prove you're human. But why? Today, we're going to dig in and figure out what this whole human test thing is really all about.
Verify you are human. You see this phrase or something like it just about everywhere online. And, it seems so simple, maybe even a little annoying. But that little request, it's actually the front line of a massive, totally invisible war that's being fought every single second right across the internet. And behind that simple phrase is a seriously complex story.
And that really is the big question, isn't it? Why is the internet so suspicious of us all the time? I mean, this whole thing was built for connection, so why does it so often treat us like we're potential fakes? Well, to get the answer, we have to go on a hunt for the digital culprits it's designed to catch.
So, let's kick off our investigation by unmasking the reason for all this suspicion. These automated programs we call bots.
Okay, get ready for this number, because it's pretty wild. 47.4%. That is the percentage of all internet traffic that comes from bots, not people. Just let that sink in for a second. That means for basically every real person clicking around a website, there's a bot lurking right there alongside them. It's a truly staggering amount of non-human activity happening out there.
But here's an important thing to remember. Not all bots are villains. Not at all. They're actually good bots, like the ones Google uses to crawl and index websites so that, we can actually find stuff when we search. Think of them as the helpful librarians of the internet. And then there are the bad bots. They're the digital vandals we're really trying to keep out.
So what kind of trouble are these bad bots getting into? Well, their rap sheet is long. They're the ones flooding comment sections with spam, scraping websites for our personal data, creating millions and millions of fake social media accounts. They even team up to completely crash websites with what's called a denial of service attack. With that level of chaos, it's pretty clear we need a strong defense.
And that brings us to our digital detective, the human verification test. It's the internet's bouncer, trying to sort the real people from the automated troublemakers. And just like any good detective, its methods have gotten a lot more clever over the years.
Oh man, the way these tests work has changed so much. Remember those early ones with the wavy, distorted letters? They were a total nightmare for early bots. And let's be honest, sometimes for us too. Then we got that glorious, simple, I'm not a robot checkbox. After that came the image puzzles, click all the traffic lights, and now a lot of these tests are totally invisible.
So the official name for these puzzles is CAPTCHA. And what it stands for is a real aha moment. It's completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart. It's a direct shout out to Alan Turing's famous test to see if a machine can fool you into thinking it's a person. A CAPTCHA is just an automated, everyday version of that classic idea.
Okay, so how in the world do those invisible tests work? Well, instead of testing what you know, they're analyzing how you act. They're tracking all these tiny subtle things, like the slightly wobbly, imperfect way your mouse moves towards a button, or the natural rhythm when you type. All these little human-like behaviors get added up in the background to create a humanity score. If you act human enough, you just sail right through, without even knowing you were being tested.
But here's the thing. This cat and mouse game, this technological arms race is nowhere near over. As our defenses get smarter, you guessed it, so do the bots. And that brings us to the latest and maybe the toughest chapter in this whole story.
And here is the big twist. Modern artificial intelligence is now so good it can actually beat these tests. An AI can solve those squiggly text puzzles almost perfectly. It can mimic the way a human moves a mouse. It can definitely pick out all the crosswalks in a picture. The detective's best tricks are being figured out by a much smarter kind of culprit.
So, this leaves us in a really tricky spot. Every method we have comes with a trade-off. Those old puzzles, they're simple, but modern AI can crack them easily. The new behavioral trackers are way more effective, sure, but they also bring up some pretty serious privacy questions, since they have to watch our actions so closely. There's just no perfect one-size-fits-all answer here.
And really, this is the question that's going to define the next era of the internet. We invented these tests to prove that we are, in fact, human. But as AI gets better and better and better at pretending to be one of us, how do we prove we're real in a digital world? What on earth will the next human test even look like? That's the challenge that we're all facing now.